Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Coaching Opportunity webinar. The real purpose of this video isn't to convince you to become a coach or to push you to become a coach. It's to give you the information you need so you can make the right decision for you and your family. Of course, if you say, coaching speaks to my heart, I'm going to say dive in with both feet. And if it doesn't, I want you to take the time and really figure out what it is you're looking for and go after it, because life is just too damn short. So what I'm going to go over in this video is, what is a Beachbody coach? What is required to become a coach? How do you get paid? And how do you build a team? I'm also going to go over the most common hesitations because I hear them. Is this one of those pyramid schemes? Help, I'm not a salesperson. Don't worry, I'm not either. I don't have a large network and I'm not at my goal body. So my name's Danielle May, and a little bit about me. First and foremost, I am a wife. My husband Cody and I have been together almost 14 years, married almost 5 years. We don't have any human babies, but we do have 3 fur babies, Murphy, Oscar, and Mia. They're spoiled rotten. We live in a little town along the Hood Canal in Washington State. And so we take advantage of everything the Pacific Northwest has to offer. Trips to the ocean, adventures into the mountains, of course, weather permitting, out on paddle boards in Puget Sound. Cody plays softball, and he also coaches a Little League baseball team, so we're at the baseball field a lot. And I also volunteer at my local no-kill dog shelter, so we're busy. How I got involved with Beachbody. So my story actually starts 10 years, almost to the day, before my before photos were taken. So when I was 19 years old, I lost my best friend Megan in a car accident that I witnessed. And it turned my life upside down. I didn't know how to process it. My default was to be okay. Don't worry about me, I'm okay. I started numbing the pain with food, with alcohol, with shopping sprees. And really for 10 years, I just went through the motions of life. And then one day I woke up and I was hungover and I was depressed, I was overweight, and I just felt hopeless. And I don't know if you've ever felt hopeless before, but it is one of the worst feelings to have. And I thought to myself, okay, something's got to change. You have to do something or your life is going to look like this, Groundhog's Day effect. And so when Cody left that day, I got up and I went into our spare bedroom and I took my before photos. And then I put those photos in a folder, in a folder, in a folder on my computer, never to see the light of day. Now, I didn't really have a plan at that point. I knew I needed to do something. And I was going back and forth on, well, do I just go to the doctor and do I get like anti-anxiety meds or antidepressants or sleeping pills? Because at that point I wasn't really sleeping. Or do I go start my gym membership again? Do I start Weight Watchers again? If it's out there, I've tried it before. Luckily, though, while trying to make this decision of my next move, a friend from high school posted her transformation story on her Facebook page with Turbo Fire and an invitation to her upcoming challenge group. So I reached out to her and said, hey, what is this all about? And she told me I just needed a program in Shakeology, which I already had P90X. I already had Turbo Fire, and I had an unopened bag of Shakeology. So she let me in. And after that 30 days, I was hooked. Not because I had really seen a huge physical transformation at that point, but I was sleeping better, I was eating better, I had more energy, and I was sticking to it. Before that, I probably started P90X 6 times, and I was one of those people that said, at-home workouts just aren't for me. Well, what I was missing was the accountability and the discipline. And so at the end of 30 days, I was still with it. And so she brought up the coaching opportunity. She said, hey, might as well get a discount on Shakeology. And I said, okay, yeah. She's like, and if you have friends and family that might want to do it with you, you can make some extra money. It's like, okay, cool. So I'm posting about my journey, and I'd have friends and family reach out and be like, hey, what are you doing? And I'd tell them, and then we'd hold each other accountable. And it really was the best accountability for my own journey because I had to be, the mentor. And so in the whole process, I lost a total of 30 pounds. And from there, part of a team in my coaching page, just connecting with other coaches, other people on their journey. And I was starting to see, people were paying off debt. They were going on these vacations, and I had to ask, why not me? And so, hey, what do I need to do to go on these vacations and do all this fun stuff? And so got plugged into training, and here I am today. So no, I don't have a fitness or nutrition background. I actually work in the legal field. I've been doing that for 11 years now. I have the greatest boss. I have coworkers who are more like family to me, but there was always something missing there. And with that missing piece, it made me, well, maybe I need to change careers. Maybe I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a counselor. But each time I go look a little deeper into those positions, there was always something that didn't fit right. With nursing, I didn't want to have people where it was too late. I wanted to help and prevent them from being in that hospital bed. With teaching, there's a lot of politics involved with teaching, and the pay, and just, all the headache that goes into just wanting to empower little people and make them complete humans. And then counseling, again, it's really just listening to people's problems and not saying, here's the solution. Let's put some action to it. So when I found coaching, it was that missing piece. So I know a lot of people feel like, you only need one career out there and that's what you're defined by. But with coaching, I get the best of all worlds. I get to keep my job where I've been for so long. I enjoy what I do, but I also get to really help people, believe in them, and help them see success. So my real big goal with this opportunity is to be debt-free, with trying to make myself feel better with a sweater and a pair of shoes and a TV for so many years. I've racked up consumer debt. I went back and forth with school, and so I have student loan payments, and I can either take the next 20 years to pay those off and be, held down by them, or to do something about it, and I'm choosing to do something about it. The other goal is just to live a little louder with my life, being able to use this money and do good with it and go travel the world if we want to. Beachbody offers great incentives. Just, we have a yearly trip. Our conferences are in, this last year was in Nashville. We've had them in Las Vegas before. So it's getting to go and experience more of life. An unexpected perk to all of this is my soul sisters. As you get older, it's harder and harder to make those really deep, lasting connections with people. We're busy with our significant others, with our kids, with our job, and this, allows to have those connections. Even if they're behind a computer screen 95% of the time until we get to be at an event together. But a great example is my success partner, my accountability person in this business, Erin. She lives clear across the United States. We talk once a week on video chat. We talk daily just about our business, about our coaches, about our challengers. We run our groups together. And it's one of those people, I feel like I've known my entire life. Such an awesome feeling. Same with my challengers, some of the people I meet through social media. I just feel like I've known them forever. And then, of course, the team, just having those people who believe in you, that have that same outlook on life, hey, we want more and we're going to go after it. So definitely a great benefit to all of this. So what exactly is a Beachbody coach? A coach is someone who believes in helping others. That's what we do at our core. Just saying, hey, I've been where you've been before, and this is what I've done, and I can help you. We're a work in progress. We're not at our goal bodies. We don't have these great, amazing transformations, or at least I didn't when I just started out. I think I was probably, when I signed up as a coach, I probably only lost 5 pounds at that point, had 25 pounds to go. But what I found is people don't relate to perfect. People relate to those who are in the trenches with them. When I first started, I didn't go reach out to someone who had a 6-pack and, or, doing push-ups or whatever. I reached out to someone who I trusted, who I felt comfortable with, and who I felt could relate to me. And as someone who wants to discount on all Beachbody goodies, we get a 25% commission off all programs and products. What a Beachbody coach isn't. Someone who wants to get rich quick. This is not a get rich quick scheme. I really compare the business to our products. You know, they're not a quick fix. It takes time, it takes consistency. It takes really building a foundation and getting to know people and really finding out how to help them, being a friend first. Coach isn't someone who knows everything about fitness and nutrition. Again, I don't have a background in it. Of course, I have an interest in fitness and nutrition. Everybody should. We all have a body we need to take care of, and we need to learn how to take care of it the best we can. Someone who values the money instead of the relationship. We're a relationship-based business. If you reach out to someone with the idea, oh, I'm going to sell them, you know, whatever is on sale because that's the easiest thing to push right now, or I'm going to sell them the most expensive product because that means more money in my pocket, it's not going to work. It's finding out what they like to do for workouts. Where do they struggle? How much time do they have to devote to working out? Because our real job is to find something they can be consistent with, something they enjoy doing, and then helping them through that. We're not an annoying salesperson. We share, we don't sell. It's, you know, you find a great purse at the mall and you go tell your girlfriend about it. It's the same thing. You know, I finally found something that didn't require me to go to the gym. It gave me something to, as a solution, because I was a breakfast skipper. But, you know, if you learn anything, you cannot skip breakfast. That's the most important meal of the day, especially for our metabolism. So I get to say, you know, firsthand experience, this is what I had to overcome, and this is how I did it with this. And I believe in my whole heart it works because I've seen it work for me. Like I said, I wanted to be a nurse, and the big downfall was, you know, the people were already in the hospital bed. So the health crisis. America has a nutritional health crisis, and it's not a lack of food. It's really a lack of education when it comes to food. You know, convenience, fast food, fat-free. You know, there's so many products out there trying to take your money. Like, hey, you know, you want to lose weight? Here, have a 100-calorie pack of sugar. So we're addicted to bad food. Experts now project an entire generation of kids may die 20 years earlier than their parents because of diseases caused by being overweight. Childhood obesity is on the rise. It's tripled in the past 3 decades, and with that excess weight kids have, it's an increased rate of developing diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, cancer, and asthma, all preventable. My favorite client, you know, even though I'm not a mom, I love working with moms because they're continuing that ripple effect with their kids, showing them firsthand, you know, yeah, mom had a long day at work, but mom's working out, and, you know, getting to see the pictures of moms working out with their babes, or they're in the kitchen and they're making healthy recipes. That's my favorite part of my job. So 2/3 of U.S. adults and 2/5 of U.S. children are overweight or obese. That's 200 million people who are unhealthy and need your help. There's not a shortage of people out there, you know, needing these programs and products. With that, there's so many products out there with empty promises, you know, the pill, the patch, the wrap, and these people are thinking, you know, losing weight is just like this passive thing. You really have to be conscious with it, be aware, move your body. So many people just try to avoid working out, but it has so many other benefits, you know, mentally, emotionally, and then of course getting to lose the weight. So we can reverse this. And how we do that is with our products. So a little backstory. Carl Deichler and John Cognan formed Beachbody LLC in 1998. They saw the need, you know, people didn't have time to go to the gym. They didn't like going to the gym. And so they partnered with trainers like Tony Horton, who came out with P90X, and Chalene Johnson, who came out with Turbo Jam. And what they found out were people were using these products and programs and referring their friends to them. And they thought, Why don't we provide these people with an opportunity, give them compensation for this? So in 2007, Team Beachbody was launched. And since then, we have, household names: Insanity, TurboFire, T25, Body Beast, P90X3, PiYo, 21 Day Fix, P90. There really is something for everybody out there. One of my favorite stories is about P90, Tony Horton. He realized that there was a group of people out there who wanted to get in shape, but they hadn't worked out in a really long time. Maybe they had an injury and they weren't ready to tackle a program like Insanity or 21 Day Fix. So he came out with P90. So P90 is an introductory program. And so that allows us to help even more people. Hey, if you haven't worked out in a long time, you want to ease into it, we have this great program for you. There's 3 parts to Beachbody and what we do as coaches. It's nutrition, fitness, support, and accountability. So fitness and nutrition is taken care of by Beachbody. We have Isabel Deichler, we have Darren Oline, and we have a handful of nutritionists who put together the nutritional guides that come with our programs. If you've never gotten a challenge pack from Beachbody before, what you get is a 30-day supply of Shakeology, a workout program, and a nutrition guide. And so you have everything you need. And then you get us. We're the support and accountability. Darren Oline and Isabel Deichler are the masterminds behind Shakeology, Ultimate Reset, and the 3-day refresh. So Shakeology, it's a shake. People confuse it with a protein shake. I call it a superfood shake. It was really my first introduction into holistic nutrition, holistic care. It's not the macronutrients. It's not the grams of protein, the grams of carbs. It's the ingredients. It's the superfoods, the adaptogen herbs, the phytonutrients, the amino acids, the antioxidants, the probiotics, all the stuff your body needs to operate at its best. Again, we have this nutritional health crisis in America. People are reaching for the Starbucks, the donut, the McDonald's, and it's not feeding their body like it needs to be fed. So it's still saying, hey, I'm full or I'm hungry, find more food for me. And with this, it satisfies those cravings because your cells are getting what they need to operate. Your body's getting the vitamins, the minerals. We've partnered with world-class trainers. So we have Chalene Johnson, Sean T, Tony Horton, Sagi. They put the programs together. And so you get them plugged in, and then we're the support and accountability, saying, okay, you got this program. For 30 days, we're going to hold each other accountable. And after those 30 days, you still get me. You get me for life. And again, everything's done online. So a day in the life. What does it look like to be a Beachbody coach? So first things first, we lead by example. We're a product of the product. So we're drinking our Shakeology. We're working out. And we're not forcing ourselves into programs, just because a new program's out. For me, recently a dance program came out called Size. I'm not a dancer. I have the program. I've had fun with it, but I wouldn't necessarily call it my soulmate workout. Chalene Johnson, that girl is my soulmate. So I love TurboFire. I love PiYo. I love P90X3 with weights. And so it's not doing all the workouts, it's doing what workouts you enjoy doing. Usually there's an objection tied to it. Like, I can't do P90X because it's 60 minutes. I don't have time to do 60 minutes. I'm busy. And so I'll do P90X3 because it's 30 minutes. And doing that, I am able to attract those who don't have a lot of time to work out. And they say, hey, I feel like you feel, can you help me? And what we're really doing is becoming the best version of ourselves and teaching other people to do the same. So we're working out, we're drinking Shakeology, and we're posting on social media. And it's not all, cheesy Beachbody images or all about our workouts. We're three-dimensional. We have other things going on, and we share that too. We just share what we're doing. We incorporate Beachbody into our lives, and we use that as a platform for our love of helping people, love of workouts, love of nutrition. So we connect and pay it forward. We invite our family and friends to join us. We live in the most amazing time right now with social media. So we're always finding new friends. You know, I'm in a lot of dog groups on Facebook because I'm a dog mom. I'm really interested in like plant-based nutrition. So I'm in those groups. So it's just naturally making friends from there. And then always leading with the relationship and seeing how we can help in any way, either with the coaching opportunity or with a challenge group. So again, we share, don't sell. Just say, hey, this is what's working for me. Hey, I wasn't a breakfast person, or I had the mid-afternoon crash, and this is where Shakeology comes into play for me, and it can help you too. Here's a list of the top 10 New Year's resolutions people typically make. Lose weight, we can help with that. Spend less, save more, we can help with that. You know, don't have to have the monthly gym membership, or, you know, go overboard at the grocery store. Enjoy life to the fullest, coaching, staying fit and healthy, accountability group, learn something exciting, getting organized. One of my favorite things is our free groups we run. You know, I'm always learning new things, so I go and just pay that forward. Hey, anybody else want to learn how to budget, or anybody else want to learn to organize their house, or learn about, you know, the paleo diet, or whatever it is. You can go and you share that with other people. Want to quit smoking, we can help with that, and help others in their dreams. That's pretty much coaching definition right there. So we pay it forward, say, hey, this is what's worked for me, it can work for you, and we get people plugged in either into the coaching opportunity or a challenge group. And I know what you're thinking, that's shaped like a pyramid. So let's tackle that. The military branches are shaped like a pyramid. The corporate America is shaped like a pyramid, but it's what we're sold in high school growing up. You know, you go to college, you get a good degree, you go work at a company and you work there for 30 years, and then you retire, and then you start living your life. And so here's the pyramid of corporate America, you know, hardworking employee at the bottom, CEO at the top. And there's really a slim chance of the hardworking employee at the bottom making it up to CEO. Of course, it's possible, but it's going to take time. So let's take a deeper look at what your options are. What's out there? I know multi-level marketing gets a really bad rap because, you know, someone's uncle's cousin, sister, husband, I don't know, they tried it and it didn't work out. And so they go and say, oh, those pyramid schemes, they don't work for people, they just take your money. So first things first, your options. So at high school, you can go to college. It's the most common route. Average cost is about $35,000. Downfall, no guarantee of a job afterwards. So if you've lived through the Great Recession, you know we were promised these great jobs and get out of college, and they're not there. People are being laid off. People are working, you know, fast food, entry level, even with a college degree that costs them, you know, almost $50,000. Hourly job. So out of high school, you go get a job, say screw college. Average salary is about $50,000 in Washington State. Not bad. It's safe. It's cozy. Average of 11 days per year is the downfall to that, though. There's a franchise. You can invest in a franchise. I actually looked into this when we were on our honeymoon. Frozen yogurt had just really started popping up, and there was a frozen yogurt stand within walking distance of our hotel, and we go there every night, and it's like, oh my gosh, we need something like this in our town. Average annual cost is about $50,000. It's even more just to start a franchise, to do that initial investment. But you get an average annual profit of about $66,000. Not too bad. You can start your own business. Average startup cost about $30,000. Downfall, you know, the reward takes time, money, and energy. But there's a great opportunity with starting your own business. Unfortunately, a lot of people, when things get rough, they retreat back and say, okay, let's go do what's safe and easy. Go work for someone else. This wasn't meant to happen. They don't ride out the lows of the, entrepreneur roller coaster. So let's take a closer look at franchise and coaching because they're a lot alike. Franchise, the costs range from $10,000 to $200,000 just to get your foot in the door, just to get them talking to you that you want to do this. And with that, you get the blueprint. This is your business. Marketing is already in place, well known. Everybody knows what Subway is, what McDonald's is. But it can't be personalized. They tell you what's on the menu. They tell you what your employees wear, what shaped table you have, what color it is, what the outside of the business looks like, what the sign looks like. Downfall with that is if they decide, well, we like the round tables, but now we want square tables. It's up to you to make those changes. The franchise just doesn't come in and say, oh, okay, yeah, let us front this cost for you because you're a franchise, one of our franchises. It's no, this is your business. These are our requirements. You need to get up to par with those. Your success is based off of you and the people who work for you. These people might not have the same dream you have. They just need something to get by. And so their heart and soul's not into it. It's really, pushing and pulling them to do what they need to do. And of course, there's upfront cost. Now with coaching is a franchise, but the franchise fee to sign up is free if you buy a challenge pack or $40. And then from there, it's $15.95 a month, free if you're military or a veterans. So details with coaching, you create your own brand. You don't have to go and be something you're not. If you suffer from, say, like adrenal fatigue, something I suffer from, you can go share that and let people know, and that's what you attract back. If you're a mom, if you're, a busy businesswoman, whatever it is, you get to be you in it. Your success is linked to you and your team. It is so much funner when you're working together. Everybody has the same dream, the same aspiration, and you get to really push and encourage each other. There's no inventory returns. Everything is done online. So Beachbody handles all of that for us. We get a website. We send people to our website. They order. Beachbody ships it out. We just get to hold each other accountable and be their friend. Something that is different with Beachbody is they give free customers to their coaches. So once you become a coach, you have people, going on the infomercials, going online late at night, and they buy a program and product. And if they don't have a coach gets assigned to them, and that can be you. So to the requirements. Beachbody's requirements are you have to be 18 years or older, commit to living your best life. That's our mission statement. Live in the United States, Canada, or Puerto Rico. We are very much a baby company. I think we have about 400,000 coaches now in the network. So compare that to, say, Mary Kay or something like that, where they have over 1 million or a couple million. We're very new, and we've only tackled, United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. And you pay your coach fee of $15.95. And again, if you're veteran or active military, that fee is waived. For our team, have a passion and a desire to help people. That is first and foremost. What I tell coaches is, you have to be able to be okay with being paid with thank yous and, oh my gosh, I fit into those jeans, or I have the energy, or I slept at night, the first month or two. That's your payment, is just getting to hear that and share those successes. People who want to have fun. If you don't like to have fun, I don't know what to tell you, but it's work, don't get me wrong, but you get to help people, you get to connect with people, you get to do it all on social media. I can't think of anything better. Someone who's a team player, it's no fun when someone's just over in the corner doing their own thing. You're going to get added to our coach page where you get a network and connect with other coaches and, put plans into place, put groups together. So we really work with each other on that. And you have to be teachable. that's the biggest quality you can have, is just being able to go in and with an open mind and be like, okay, I'm ready to learn. What do I need to know? Because we have all the resources. We have everything you need to know. You just need to be able to take that and run with it. So how do you earn money? So we get a 25% commission. We earn team cycle bonuses, we have quarterly bonuses, and we get paid weekly. And here's just a progression of income. So at the beginning, you know, it's mainly retail commission, reaching out to your family and friends, or joining your first accountability group. What happens from there, though, is they fall in love with the products and they want to pay it forward. So you're still making retail commission, you're still working your business, but now you're getting a piece of what your team's doing. Now with coaching, we don't make money just by signing up a bunch of people. Our sign-up fee is very small compared to other companies. You know, sometimes they have like $1,500 kits to sell, and that's where the majority of the income comes from. And so each month those representatives have to go out and, you know, sell so many things to hit that. Well, now you have a team that you're helping build up. You're helping them be successful, help them pay off their debt, bring their spouse home from that second or third job. And so you get rewarded for that, for building that strong team. So, you know, for me, I only sign up coaches if, one, they want a discount, or two, they want to work this business. And then the last, you know, progression in this, team bonus is the majority. It's that residual income. That's almost $3,000 that week. Still earning that retail commission because you're wanting to help more people. So that's how it progresses. Worst case scenario, you get in the best shape of your life, you join a community of like-minded people, and you save money on your products. Not too shabby. So commission in action. Let's put this to real life, where you are today, and how to make $900 in the next 3 months. So at the top is a list of challenge pack prices and the commissions for those. So $160 challenge pack, $50, $180, $60, and so on. So say month 1, you help 3 family friends get plugged into our team accountability group. That is a total of $210 in commission. Now, month 2, you're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to have that residual income from the Shakeology. They're hooked, you know, they don't have to go to Subway every day at lunch, or they don't have that crash in the afternoon, or they have a healthy breakfast option. So they say on Shakeology, it's one last meal they have to plan for. And so you get that residual of $90. And so by month 3, you have not only the people from month 1, but also month 2, and then the commission from the challenge groups. So that's $900 right there. Easy peasy. Your options. So there's different levels of coaching. If you don't want to be an all-in coach, you don't have to be an all-in coach. If you do, we have the resources and the trainings to get you there. Starting out, you might just say, hey, I just want the discount. I want to kind of get my feet wet with this. Discount coach, drink Shakeology regularly, doesn't make any sales, save $16. Hobby coach, has a full-time job they love the products and sharing them with others. They supplement their income, pay off that debt, the student loan, get that spouse home from that second or third job. Then there's the all-in coach. You know, their goal is to make this their full-time income and live a life of freedom. They're building a team that does the same. And then there's the coaches who are in between, you know, maybe just the ones that love the community aspect of the team and being able to go to the different events or win free trips. One of the big perks of this is just by helping 3 people a month, you earn towards a yearly trip. This upcoming year, we're going on a cruise to Jamaica and Haiti, so not too shabby. Team benefits. You get weekly team training calls, one-on-one training with your coach, small group training with step-by-step instructions, social media training, because that's where we run the majority of our business. No home parties or having to go anywhere. Videos and manuals depending on your learning preference, and a sisterhood of big dreamers. So you're a part of a team. That's why you got to be a team player. You have all of us, you know, rooting you on, here to help you. So getting started, reach out to the coach who invited you and let them know what kind of coach you want to be and have them step you through the sign-up process. If you've just come across this video on YouTube, reach out to me, fithippiechickxo@gmail.com. I'll put the information with the video. You're going to want to start your own testimonial. We're not people who just push a product to push a product. We believe highly in integrity. So you need to be using the product so you can share with your family and friends and, see the results from that. If you're wanting to be a hobby or all-in coach, get plugged into our training. And we only accept 5 new coaches each month. That just allows us to give the needed attention to our coaches so they can start strong. So don't wait another month. If you want to do this, do it. If you find that first month, this just isn't for you, you get plugged into our training, you find out a little more of what it's all about, you can get a full refund. But again, if it speaks to your heart, just try. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain from this. So I hope to see you on the team. All right, bye.